In this tutorial, I'm going to be going over progressive web apps and how to access them on your phone and add them to your homepage as well. So please make sure that you watch the previous video on building progressive web apps that teaches you how to connect them properly. You're going to want to be aware that you have to have a complete website in order to build a progressive web app. And in order to turn that site into a progressive web app, you need to attach an SSL to that. So that means you're going to want to make sure your site is completely built and that you assign your domain and your SSL to that. And then you can turn that into a progressive web app. So it's important that you don't assign an SSL to an incomplete website because that will affect your search engine optimization and your Google results, and it could affect your business as well. So only turn a complete website into a progressive web app, and once it is complete, you can then try to access it on your phone once the SSL has been attached and you've built the progressive web app on the PWA module. So once you have your PWA up and ready, you can then browse to it and access it on your phone's web browser. I have here a little display of my actual phone here that's mirroring to my computer. Now, for this, I would recommend using Chrome to access the progressive web app. If not just to download it at first and then you can browse with whatever browser you prefer, but Chrome seems to be the most compatible with progressive web apps. Please be aware also that all phones are a little bit different, and different phones might have older or different versions of Android on them, and things might look and operate a little bit differently. And because progressive web apps is a new and developing technology that's constantly evolving, some of this might be out of date or might look a little bit different on your phone, but it should still function very similar. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open up Chrome and browse to the progressive web app. In this case, it's ymobilefirst.com. And you'll see when users first open up this page, they will be greeted with a pop-up that will let them add the progressive web app to their home screen. If they click this button here, it'll download it to their phone and it'll let them access it offline by adding it to their home screen. You can also click this little blue button to hide this dialog. When you hide that, you'll see there's also another pop-up for our cookies and our privacy information as well. You can click OK to dismiss that. Now, if somebody opens up the page or your progressive web app and they don't see any pop-ups or any way to add it to their home screen, I would recommend try refreshing the page first, because sometimes refreshing will allow the pop-up to give it a chance to reappear. You can refresh on Chrome by clicking these three dots right here and then clicking this little semicircle right there. So clicking that will refresh the page. Once the page is refreshed, there's a chance that the pop-up will appear again. You can see right there. It'll give them a second chance to add this progressive web app to the home screen. If they click that button, it'll let them download it, or they can click this X to dismiss it. If there is no pop-up that appears, you can also check the compatibility of the progressive web app in Chrome by clicking these three dots, and if the progressive web app is available to be downloaded, you should see a button that says Add to Home Screen. If there is no Add to Home Screen button, that could mean that the progressive web app is not set up properly, or that that particular phone or browser program does not support that specific web app. So try a different browser or double check the settings in your progressive web app. If it doesn't say Add to Home Screen and instead it says Open and then the name of your PWA, that means that your PWA has already been downloaded and you can actually just go ahead and open it, and you should be able to locate that in your phone if you search your apps. So clicking this button, Add to Home Screen, will let you download the progressive web app and add it to your home screen. You can see when it clicks Add, it's going to add that there, and then you'll get a little pop-up once the download is complete. And once the download is complete, you can then access the progressive web app on your phone. See there, it's fully added. Now, if I were to press my home button right down here and go back to the home screen, it should show you the app, or at least my phone does. Whenever I install a new app, it'll scroll to that particular app. If it does not scroll to that app, check your home screen or search your list of apps by looking through all of your available apps and typing in the name of that PWA, and that should show up as the name of the progressive web app. Once you open it, you'll see that it is just like the site we just opened, but it's a little bit different browser because we're using the actual Progressive Web App itself to browse the site. And from here, we would actually be able to see any updates. We can also request push notifications and other things as well in the settings of your phone. So anytime there's an announcement, you'll get push notifications and all the many other features of Progressive Web Apps. And that's how easy it is to add Progressive Web Apps to your home screen.